What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Buccaneers franchise, episode 23. And we are coming out of the bye week. We had that big win going into the bye week to get us back to 500. It gets us back at least in a fighting stance right now where we're one game out. The Saints have jumped us, but that's really, I think, just because of the bye week. They haven't had theirs yet, so they have one more win than us. So once that evens out, I think we'll be good and we'll be back in second place. But we have another huge matchup today, and that is against the Cowboys. The Cowboys are 4-2. They have a beast defense, a good offense. We have ourselves, I think our defense can hang with their offense. Test is going to be what we can do against their defense. I did already go ahead and place the scout for the receivers for the National Scout, and I figured this would be a good episode to really start looking at the draft class. I haven't looked at it a whole lot yet. So this will be, something that we can look at together and just get an idea of what we'll be looking at. It's sort of hard right now because we're sitting at 500. We could end up going on a streak or going on a tumble yet and end up in either part of the first round or like just the pick range. So it is still difficult to see what's going to be happening, but let's go ahead and let's start with the mock draft 2 that just dropped this week. So right now it has Mac Bradshaw going first overall, the power rusher, and then Kerry Hayes going behind him. And you can see how much of a difference this has taken just from the first one. So in the first one, we had Hayes going first, Solomon going second, Irwin going third, Poole fourth, Bulow fifth, and then it was Mac Bradshaw way down here at 6 to the Seahawks. Now it seems that the Rams, that they have gotten the number 1 pick, they are going to be looking for an edge rusher more so than a linebacker. So they went ahead. They are looking at Mac Bradshaw. Kerry Hayes drops to 2. Nathan Solomon now down to the 3rd spot. Jaleel Below jumps up to 4. And then it's Steve Irwin at 5. So I just want to see where we're at right now. I think we're down in the early 20s still. Let's find us. Oh, right here. We're at 19 and has us taking TJ Grubbs, an outside power rusher. But as you guys can see, we actually have quite a bit of stuff unlocked now for everybody. 55, 75, a couple of 95s even. So this is a good time for us to really start looking at things. And we're just going to go right down the list looking at each position. This is going to be that longer video that I like to do to really show you guys the entirety of the draft class and just what we're looking at, what I'm thinking. I want to hear your guys' opinions too. Let me know down below if you guys see some players that maybe I didn't talk about enough or didn't look at enough. Let me know their names in the comments, what you guys think about it. And I can always go back and revisit them. Because like I said last video, man, I love having you guys' comments and hearing your feedback because I want you guys to feel like this is a whole journey, right? And I want you guys to feel like you're a part of it a little bit. So don't be afraid to let me know, like, hey, man, that quarterback you looked at sucks. You should really check out this quarterback or something, Let me know, and we can take a look and we can make good decisions, right? So first, we're going to start off at the top here, Everett Roper. Now, one good thing that I've noticed is that even though he is a top 5 projection, he has obviously a better chance of being a higher overall because of that, but there's not a lot of quarterbacks that are needed right now in the league. So looking at the draft, we're going all the way down to 27 with the New York Giants, where the first quarterback is being taken. So if Trey Lance is not the answer, I feel like this might be the best opportunity for us to land a top quarterback prospect, just because of the fact that the quarterbacks are getting pushed down the pile, which is going to only benefit us if Trey Lance cannot be the guy. So let's take a look at Everett Roper. So he is 21 years old, 6'6", 235. We looked at him briefly in the beginning of the season where we only had like 2 things unlocked. Now we'll get to see more of what he is. You have 75% unlocked right now. We already know this dude is a pure pocket passer. He is not going to be running around like Trey Lance. He's not going to be getting us yards on the ground. This guy is Tom Brady and Peyton Manning when it comes to that stuff. Poor marginal speed, poor marginal acceleration. This guy just got a good O-line. Let him throw the ball. And this is what we're working with now. So we know he's got A under pressure. He has A deep accuracy, B's in medium and short accuracy, C in play action, C in throw on the run, B in break sack as well. And then we also know already that his awareness is going to be no worse than a B. He's going to have a decent injury rating. Stamina is good, but the stamina doesn't really matter too much. But what I'm saying is he has a lot of good qualities to him right now. A's in some really tough areas to have, like under pressure. We could potentially have an A at awareness. That would be humongous because we know that's probably one of the biggest issues plaguing Trey Lance is he has a 65 awareness, and in CPU play, you're pretty much just dead in the water with that. And we have tried for the last season and a half now to get that up, and just all the upgrades he gets, he just doesn't get awareness. So, I mean, having A awareness coming out would be a big benefit for Everett Roper. And then we have the next man, which is Julian Magana. I'm pretty sure it's Magana. He is 21, 6'3", 227, another strong arm type of quarterback. He has decent to solid speed, so I feel like they'll say he's balanced, but he's not going to be a scrambler by any means. And then looking at some of his ratings, he's got B throw under pressure, A medium accuracy, B deep accuracy. Not 100% sure on his short accuracy. Could be A, could be a C, but at least it's going to be no worse than a C. Awareness as well could also be an A or a B. Also has the ability for a C. So we know that while Magana might be better than Roper, right now we know more information about Roper to make it feel like this is a better choice. So right now, I would easily put Roper ahead of Magana just because they're both the same type of quarterback, but one we know a lot more about. And that brings us to Tyler Chambers, who is the third listed quarterback. He's a round one projection. He is 6'5", 230, but he's listed as a scrambler. You don't see that too often when they're like above 6'3", or even 6'3" for that matter. Usually the scramblers are the shorter guys. So this guy, he's got great to elite strength, excel, agility, change of direction, solid to good speed. So nothing amazing there, but if he can move around the pocket and get out of danger's way, who knows, might be pretty good. And now for the skills. We know he's got A's in throw on run, under pressure, break sack, and short accuracy. And he's got B's in deep accuracy, medium accuracy, play action. Awareness is on the same par with Roper. If it might be A, might be B, we don't know. We know injury has a possibility of being better. He's got good juke moves, good carrying. This guy might actually be somebody to really look at. Wow. I was a little surprised to see how well he is listed right now with attributes. Tyler Chambers, huh? The only other downfall, he is 1 year older, which you guys know how I feel about that. And if you watched the XP video I did about training players, you know how beneficial that extra year can be, because we were getting guys with like 5, 6, 7 upgrades in one season. If you have that extra year, you can really make some dude like top of the line quickly if you really stick to it. So I feel like with that information, I would probably put Chambers right here at 2. I would have him jump Magana, but honestly, man, I think Tyler Chambers might be a better quarterback prospect right now than what Roper is. The only other thing is if we go away from a scrambler, or if we go for a scrambler, we have to be prepared for the same issues that we are seeing right now with Trey Lance, because that's just a product of the Madden CPU system. There's no getting around that. It's a very stark difference between a strong arm and a scrambler, as I'm sure all you guys know. So right now I have 1A, 1B with Roper and Chambers. Magana at this point is my number 2. Let's check out Pat Stevens, the last round 1 projection. Stevens is 6 foot, 226. He's 22 as well. Field general, first field general we're seeing. Pretty much across the board average in the ratings department, which I'm not expecting him to be a scrambler. He's got great to elite throw power, which is good to see. And we know his awareness is a B, so we already know that for sure. His throw on the run is C. Medium accuracy is B, short accuracy is A. The deep accuracy has a very wide range still on there. It could be great, well, at least a B. It could be bad at a D. Break sack, we know is going to be no better than a C. Play action, very widespread there as well. B injury. Okay, so I would, if it came down to Magana or Stevens right now, I think I'm going Magana just because of the things I know about him over Stevens. So I think at this point I would have it be Roper, Chambers, Magana, Stevens if I was rating these guys. I don't want to touch too much on the running backs just because I really love Rachaad White. I want to build him up, man. I think he can be a great running back. I also love Taquan Samuel. I don't want to have to really mess with that too much. I feel like we are set at the running back position for years right now. So I really don't even think we need to visit this too much. If I see a story or two, I might change my mind on that. But right now, it just doesn't seem like something to really dig too much into. And nobody here has really jumped off the page to me. Like, a lot of players are majority Bs and some Cs. We don't see anybody with As across the board that would really give me a reason to consider drafting them. I showed you guys Deron Andrews last episode, the fullback that is draftable. He is still on my list, man. I think that would be an awesome pick. Not to be moving to running back, like a legitimate fullback, because he's got the good lead blocking, run block A, lead block A, trucking A. He's got all the tools it looks like needed to be a quality fullback, and we know that we don't really have a great fullback right now. So Nick Morgan might be on his way out if things go our way come draft night. And at the wide receiver position, we don't know a whole lot about these guys yet. I just said it, but what I can tell you is that Nathan Solomon, I still think, is going to be an absolute stud. He's only 21. He's 6'5", 232. And then you throw in that he's got good to great speed and great to elite acceleration. I don't see that all too often in a big bodied receiver. Usually you get like the solid to good, maybe a good to great somewhere, but you don't see a great to elite thrown in there. Great to elite for change of direction too is huge. Jumping great to elite. I mean, this guy is built like Calvin Johnson was. Maybe not as fast, because Calvin Johnson was pretty fast for his size anyway. But we also know that he's got A's in some pretty good areas: catching traffic, release, and spectacular catch. So, I wish I could draft Nathan Solomon. I just do not see a scenario where, one, we're going to be up in that area to pick him, and two, if it even makes sense to try to make a move, considering we have Wharton and Godwin. I think Wharton is going to be something special. He's been doing some great stuff for us the last couple weeks. Godwin's going to be here for a few years. So as much as I would like to take a guy like Nathan Solomon because he looks like a physical freak and he's huge, I just don't think it'll ever pan itself out. And I honestly, like, if we end up going quarterback, we're not gonna be able to take one of these round one wide receivers regardless. So I haven't done a whole lot of studying on the receivers, not yet anyway, just because it's not showing us the extra completion on them. We'll have to come back to that, and then we'll know a heck of a lot more. So we're gonna move on from them for now. Here is the tight end prospects. Now, this is another position where we're pretty much set. I think that Blake is going to be great. I think Otten is a very strong tight end too. I think he can turn himself into that, and we can utilize him in that sense. Spencer Johnson is going to be a tremendous player. I think he looks like, yeah, great to elite speed, good to great excel, great to elite in a lot of categories, very high ratings. I think he's going to be a great player. It just doesn't make sense to take a tight end in the first when we have a guy like James Blake. So I haven't done a whole lot of looking at this stuff either yet. If we would end up taking a tight end, it might not be until later in the draft, just to, filler or something along those lines. Tackle is something that we might have to consider, but after looking at some of the comments that I've received from you guys on this past video and the video before that about Tristan Wirfs, I do think the few guys that have said, tag him and see what happens, I think that is the right play. It could end up being that I was just a couple of 100,000 ticks off when I offered him, because we know the computer is not going to, weigh those common sense things. They're going to be like, okay, this is the number we need to make this work. So I want to try to get one more shot at him, I think. So what we'll do is we'll tag him and we'll just see what happens from there. If we end up having to trade him, the only reason that trading was also another big option for me was because I know that I traded a lot of assets away last year for us to get Taylor Wharton, which I do think was worth it, but I also love having draft picks. So that would be a quick fix to regaining all of that draft capital that we lost, and actually probably more, because Wirfs is so good and still so young. The only problem is, if we were to trade away Wirfs, we would probably have to use another first-round pick on a left tackle. And if we were to do that, we have Oscar Poole up here, who right away, man, he's 23. That sort of irritates me. But he does have great ratings, great to elite in almost every category that matters. Strength, not so much. But, and injuries, F, okay. We're not risking that, guys. Not after last draft, and I saw that we can get guys with like a 47 injury or whatever it was that was on that receiver. Sorry, no can do. On to Vinny Mariani. So Mariani here, he's 6'7", 317, 22 years old. Pretty average. A couple of good great to elites though. Strength, very bad. We have A pass block, A awareness. Injury could also be on the lower side, but it could, you know, be relatively good. B lead block, B run block, B pass block power. So we know that most of his categories are going to be no worse than a C. Preston Knowles is another first round projection. He's also 23, so no young guys, it seems like, in the left tackle department. He is very mediocre in the ratings for the physicals there. A awareness, A pass block power, A pass block finesse. So he's going to be a pure pass blocker. Not very strong in the run game, it looks like. Injury, no worse than a C, so that is good to see. So yeah, he actually doesn't look too bad. If it was like a late first round pick, I would definitely take a flyer on him. And then it drops off a cliff down to rounds 3 to 4. So those are really the only 3 that I would consider looking at. Left guards has a few guys, and this could be an area that we have to look at some point in the draft, whether that's early or later. So the only issue with actually having round 1 grades on guards is that I'm not sure if this would be a priority, because right now I'm still very much on the fence about Trey Lance. I'm also on the fence of what's going to happen with Wirfs. And if for whatever reason we would go after something other than a quarterback or a tackle, I don't know if guard would be the next play. But let's just take a look and see. We might find a guy that's like, oh my God, we have to draft this guy. So first here is Carl Horn. He's 22, 6'3", 330 pounds. So right away, he's a power type of blocker, which is good for a guard to have. But I'm worried about how bad his finesse will be coming in. And right now it looks like his finesse is pretty low. A D for run block finesse. His pass block finesse is a C, which I'm not too upset with. For the pass blocking, I do want him to have power, but we do need to at least have some finesse in the run block area, because in a system like ours, a West Coast zone run, we're going to need to rely on these guys to pull and make some moves outside of just running straight forward and hitting somebody. So that might not be a guy that I would want to take a first round pick on, because he's not an all-around guard. Next one, Jeremiah Farr, 6'6", 342, another big guard. And for him, it looks to be sort of the same, but a little bit more balanced. A impact, A run block power, B pass block power, B run block. But we don't know where his finesse is going to be on either one. We know run block finesse is a C. But where is his pass block finesse going to fall? It can be no better than a C, but it could be an F. That is tough to swallow. And then the last one here for a first round grade, Tevin Allison, 6'4", 335. And he has got bad stamina and bad injury, so already I'm not even risking it. We have bad enough luck with guards and tackles and really linemen in general. And then the last one here, Sebastian Graham. He's a mid-rounder, 3 to 4. He's 21, and he's agile. Okay. All right, good to great or great to elite in every category. And then we know his pass block power is going to be bad, but we have A impact, B pass, run block finesse, and run block. We know that his pass block power is going to be bad, but we know he has an A in impact block, a B in pass blocking, run block finesse, and run blocking. Awareness can be no worse than a C. Injury, this is going to be really dependent on where that falls. If it falls at a C or a B, I might be okay with that. I would prefer it to be a B, obviously. But if it's a D, man, I don't know. But for a mid-round projection, that's not bad, right? This guy right here looks better than the first-round projection guards. So I don't have to reach for a guard in the first round, because if I want to, I can come back to Graham late second, early third, and still get a quality guard based off of what's available. There's like no centers, but that is actually one of our positions of need. So I want to take a look at a few of them here. First one, let's just look at Marcus Hebert here. 6'3", 293, 21. Not a big fan of how light he is. I mean, obviously he can play center for us, but I like having a center that can also play guard in case of either injury, or if, you know, we land a different center or something and we want to be able to utilize him somewhere else, right? We do know that his injuries on the lower side. Yeah, I don't know. Not really feeling it. Zach Jordan. So Jordan is at least over 300. That's sort of my cutoff for a center, is I want him to be at least 300 pounds. So 6'4", 304. He's 21. Agile type of archetype. Great to elite in almost everything. Wow. Okay. All right, let's see. Yeah, injury low again. Well, if that injury could be a C, I wouldn't be too upset about it. The worst thing is we're not going to know. I don't think that's going to be one we're going to get more information on. So this is a maybe. And then Alec Patterson, who is agile, 6'4", 315. That is an ideal size for a center because they can go guards or center, in my opinion, at that size. He also has great to elite in almost everything. That's good to see. And then skills, A injury, A stamina. That's a seller to me right there. A run block, A pass block finesse, A to C. We know that his awareness, impact, lead block, run block finesse, and run block power can be no worse than a C. And what are the chances of all of those being a C, right? You might get a few C's, but then you'll get a couple of B's, maybe even an A. So that guy is on my radar. Right now, if I had to put linemen on a list, I'd put Alec Patterson and Sebastian Graham at the top of that list right now, because these early guys, for one, you really have to be committed to them. And these all of them seem to have holes in them right now. And then we have another one here. It's Steve Harris. He's 6'3", 299. He's 23. Okay, so he's like pushing the boundaries of everything for me. Not the best in the ratings department when it comes to the other guys. F run. Okay, yeah. So I don't know if I'd want to take Harris. I definitely want Patterson over Harris at this point. And there's one more draftable, Brenton Maynard, 21, 6'3", 313. So this guy fits most of those boxes. Not the best in the speed and jumping department or strength. And, well, he's got some A's, though. The middle of the pack stuff as well. So, I mean, I guess I could put him at my second center. So it'd definitely be Patterson first, and then it would probably be Maynard and then Harris after that. And there's really nothing here for the guards, but this is more so in the wheelhouse that I would like to identify guards for, is in that 3 to 4 range, or hell, even day 3. So let's take a look at a few of these guys. We have Jeff Stroud, 6'2", 303, very small for a guard in my opinion, barely being 300 pounds, but he's got some decent physical ratings. And he's got some good stuff. A's in awareness, injury, pass block, B impact, and pass block power. It's really going to, and we know that his finesse for pass blocking and run blocking, and also run blocking by itself, can be no worse than a C. Lead block, not looking too good, but we have the A injury, so that's something to keep in mind. Andrew Hayward is the next one, 6'4", 308 at 21. Yeah, solid to good, decent to solid, a couple of great to elites, so mixed bag there for Hayward. A's though in awareness, pass block power, and pass block finesse. Injury can be no worse than a C. Pass blocking is a B, but run blocking is down at a D, which is very worrisome for an interior lineman. And then Clay Richards, another 3 to 4 prospect. Pass protector, 6'5", 312, 22. He's got a little bit of a mixed bag, more of just average in the physicals department. And oh boy, D injury, D lead block. Yeah, that's wraps for you, guy. And we have 2 more. Burke Holly is a day 3 prospect. Let's just see if... Okay, so pass block finesse is very bad, but run block power, injuries at B, lead block and impact block at A. So definitely somebody that we could take a flyer on way later. And then looking at Greg Leach, he has A in lead block, B in awareness, and run block finesse. I like that. Run block power is at a D. Injury is not going to be any better than a C. Yeah, I'm not too big of a fan of his. And then there's quite a few right tackles. Now, will these guys be draftable? We don't know. But let's just take a look at a few of them and just check them out. So Reggie Wilson is the first tackle, the only true round 1 projection. He's got great to elite in most categories. And then skills, F injury, see you later. Next one, David DeMarco, 6'7", 324, 22 years old. I'm going to go straight to skills and make sure. Okay, so we don't know what the injury is, but we know it's not, at least not an F. A impact, awareness, B's in run block power and pass block power. Run block finesse is a C. And then it's a very wide spread. I hate the B to D spread because it goes from a good grade to a horrible grade. And there's like A to C is like, okay, you at least know you're getting an average player in that attribute area. But here we really don't know if we're getting an above average player or a below one on over half of his stuff. Troy Borden is the next, 6'7", 322. And okay, so we know lead block and run block power are both A's along with awareness. He's got B's in pass block finesse, pass block power, and run blocking. Run block finesse and impact blocking can be no worse than a C. Injury, that bad spread once again, along with stamina. Okay, all right, that's not a bad grade for Borden. And then we have Devin McGrath, who is I think the last round 1 to 2 projection. And he is 21, 6'6", 334. That's a much bigger tackle than what we've seen so far in this right tackle area. Not the best physical ratings. Injury is on the downer side, but he's got a lot of A's. Awareness, pass block power, run block power, and impact blocking all at an A. Run block at a B. And we know no worse than a C in almost everything else except injury. The only question again is, would that be somebody that we'd be willing to spend a potential first round or high second round pick on? And then we get to the round 2 to 3 projection, which is Jake Ogle, 6'7", 317. We're going to look at skills first. He's got some A's as well. So there's some decent prospects here. A's in awareness, pass block, finesse, and pass block power. So we know he's probably going to be more of a pass blocker. Injury, we don't know. Stamina, we don't know, but at least it's on the higher side. This is looking a little bit better than the guys above him right now. And then the last draftable guy, Cam Hall, day 3 prospect, 6'7", 311. And he has D injury. Okay. So right now, if I'm looking at the offensive line as a whole, on my board, I'm probably putting Devin McGrath from right tackles and maybe Jake Ogle down farther a little bit. But right now, my most impressive that I've seen is Alec Patterson for sure, and Sebastian Graham. Those are the guys that are sticking out to me the most out of all of the linemen. And now that we got all the draft stuff out of the way, now it is time to focus on this week's game, and that is the Dallas Cowboys. So they, of course, are led by Dak Prescott, who is now up to 31 years old. He's getting up there, but he's still a very good quarterback. Tony Pollard, he is good. They also drafted Mike Gibson. Now, this was one of the top running backs in the class. He is here, 80 overall, hidden development. It'll be interesting to see what they do with that moving forward. It seems like the Cowboys just always have a plethora of good running backs. They even signed Alexander Madison, so they have 3 very good running backs on this roster right now. Probably one of the best ones in the league. Let's see, at receiver, CeeDee Lamb, of course, 93 overall. Brandon Cooks is here. Michael Gallup is still here. They drafted Denario Dunbar, who is their 4th receiver right now. 5'11", 193, 22 years old. He's normal development. So Dunbar is really the only change at receiver for them. At tight end, they still have Jake Ferguson and a Schoonmaker. DeMarcus Lawrence still here with the Cowboys, 32 years old. They have Micah Parsons on the other side. That guy is such a problem every time we play them. That guy, Osa Odigizua, Odazua. Of course, I said that wrong. They also have Mozzie Smith, who is probably their starter. But I think they run a 4-3 now. Yeah, they do. So both of these guys are their starters. Outside, they have a rookie, Timothy Fairley, at outside linebacker, who is a speed rusher. Are they running a 3-4? Why is Parsons then at the end position? What did Madden do to this team? They have Leighton Vander Esch and DeMarvion Overshone in the middle. Then Damon Clark on the outside. Trayvon Diggs and Stephon Gilmore, of course. Darren Bland doesn't have the awesome overall boost that he has in real life because, again, this was at the beginning of the season. Kobe Durant, Malik Hooker at free safety, and Donovan Wilson at strong safety. And this week, they have one of the best passing attacks in the league with their weapons. So even though I feel like they are going to run the ball, I know they're going to run the ball because we run the Cowboys playbook and they do like to run the ball. They are right now one of the worst rushing teams in the league. Man, that's a tough call. I feel like I should still go medium pass. Yeah, we'll go medium pass this week. And then for offense, what do we want to do here? They're pretty good against the run. they're middle of the pack against the pass. So I feel like, dang, there's really no area that they are that great in. But I feel like with Micah Parsons, they're going to want to blitz. So I think we're going to go blitz counter this week to try and catch them off guard, give our quarterback a little bit more time to make some decisions. And then on to the weekly game plan. So let's see here. I think we want to try and establish the passing game. So we're going to go for 2 passing touchdowns. Defensively, we're going to go allow 24 points or less. I feel like they're going to be able to put points up on us. I want us to get at least 300 yards. And then let's go for... Yeah, I'm going to stick with win turnover battle. We definitely need to make sure we're protecting the football this game. So there we go. All right, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go and do the mini games, and then I will see you guys for the Cowboys game. And we are going to kick things off today on offense. Got us in the pewter jerseys. Let's change it up a little bit this week. And it's all on Trey Lance, guys. You know, we've talked about it for weeks. Last week, I think he had a pretty decent performance, pretty good game, and we had a big win. But this is another big test for us because the Cowboys are one of the better teams in the NFC. We're going to start with a run to White, and he is going to get it to the 30, a big pickup of 7. Remember, we are going to try to pass the ball a little bit, get some blitz pickup practice going here. Handoff again to White, and oh wow, he was close to being gone. That tackle by Lawrence probably just saved a huge run because there was nobody behind him. Another one for White, and he'll get it to the 39. All right, it looks like, is that Tucker that's checked in? Yes, it is. Lance looks short, and it is caught. A short completion, did not see who it was. Okay, it was Chris Godwin. Short 4-yard play. 3rd and 2. See what we got here. Another handoff. White bounces it outside and finds the gap needed to get the first. Nice play. Another handoff. This one to Samuel, right up the gut, wide open, down to the 33, a pickup of 14. Running down the throats of the Dallas defense right now. Lance again underneath. It's Watkins, and he's got it down to the 26. Another pass. Short one for Wharton, and a first down. Very nice and comfortable look to this offense on the opening series. Lance steps up and almost throws in a huge pick. Oh my God. I don't know why he decided to try and throw that. We had 2 receivers in the same area and a corner just watching them. Luckily, we get away with it. We get another shot at it. And oh my God, Micah Parsons came off his block easily, and he's going to force a big loss of 3. Pushing us back to the 22. We need a big play here. 3rd down. Lance going up top. Godwin, and he missed him. And we're going to have to take the field goal. Dallas comes out for their first play. Prescott going to throw it. Looking short. He's got his man. It's Ferguson, I believe. But it's not going to go for a gain of anything. Nice play by the defense. It was Rodgers on the coverage. They'll stick to the air. Prescott looking to run. He's got a gap, and he's out to the 25. All right, they are going to spread us out here on 3rd and short. Quick snap, quick throw. Ferguson open, and he'll get it for 10 yards and a first down. Play action to Pollard. Looking left, and Ferguson again with a catch. 3rd catch of the day. And it's so far, he has caught every pass Prescott has thrown. Well, let's see what they got here on 1st. Another throw. Prescott again looking short. This time it's to Pollard. He'll complete it for 5. Prescott under pressure. Gets rid of it in time, and he finds his man on the outside. I believe that's Brandon Cooks. Yes, it is. And another fresh set of downs for Dallas as they are pushing their way into field goal range just as easily as we did on our opening series. Prescott pushed out of the pocket, winds up, fires off center, and it is incomplete. Another empty set here on 2nd. Blitz gets through, and we'll get the sack. Timmy Baker gets through there for a big loss of 9. Timmy Baker has really shown a lot of potential this season. A lot of interior pass rush ability out of him. Don't see him pop up too much in the run game, but man, on these third downs and second downs when we need to get pressure, he has been able to dial it up from that inside defensive tackle position. 3rd and 19 now. They need the 30 for a first down. Prescott pushed out again, and he's going to go down again. It's Luvu on this time, getting the pressure, and we will force them out of field goal range and get the ball back. All right, so Dallas was able to get a very quick 3-and-out against us, and they come back out here at the 28. Still down by 3. Hand off to Pollard. First carry of the game, and he gets a wide open lane off the right side, spinning his way into Ryan Neal for a pickup of 17. And they'll hand it off to him again. We're there. We are there that time for sure. Vita Vea did not allow any type of lane to open up in the middle there. Great job. 2nd and 8. And now they're going to go back to the air. Quick one to Ferguson. 4th catch of the day for him. And he's only able to muster up a few. It will make it 3rd and 5. Ferguson so far has been easily Prescott's favorite target. Let's see if he goes to him again here. No, he's pushed out to the right. Fires it deep, and he's got Gallup open down to the 27. Beautiful throw from Dak Prescott. And that big play brought us to the end of the first quarter. Dallas well within field goal range now. Play action here. Prescott looking downfield. He's looking to take a shot, and he tries to, but CeeDee Lamb took a shot of his own from Jamal Dean, and it's going to force the incompletion. Another empty set here for Dallas. Prescott over the middle. Nice quick completion to Cooks, pushes himself forward for a pickup of 9. 3rd and 1. Let's see if they go back to Pollard here on this short yardage situation. They do, and he gets it. Takes a shot, but it works. First down, Dallas. 3 receivers split to the right. We have a linebacker looks like lined up. We got to watch out over there. Prescott going to go right instead. Neal read that well. Covered on Pollard. A lot of passing here in this first half. Tried to go short to Gallup, but there was nothing there. And the defense shut it down here again. 3rd and 8. Under pressure, Prescott steps up, fires a rocket to the end zone, and Brandon Cooks makes the grab. And Dallas will take the lead 6-3 with the extra point coming. All right, here we go. Down by 4. We're going to start with an eye look here. Samuel in the backfield. Play action to him. Pressure coming. Lance gets rid of it on time to a wide open Godwin streaking up the field across the 40. Another play action. Lance spinning around, fires a duck, and once again it is Godwin open. I'm not sure how Lance even saw him there, but Godwin bailed him out and makes a tremendous catch. And now we're going to go empty set ourselves here. Down to the 30 already. Lance, drop back, fires it deep, looking for Watkins, got him for the touchdown! What a throw! Lance could not have put that more perfect for Watkins, who gets behind the defense and just a beautiful over-the-shoulder fade. Perfect arc. Watkins does the rest, working against Diggs. That little shove pushed him right over the goal line as we take that 10-7 lead. Here we go again for Dallas. Once again, down by 3. Prescott thinks about taking off, decides against it after he sees CeeDee coming wide open across the middle. And they will get a first down, his first catch of the day. Prescott fires a rocket to Cooks, and again it is caught. Brandon Cooks, the veteran, still showing he's got plenty left in the tank. 4 catches, 47 yards today. And of course that touchdown on the last drive, handoff to Pollard, who tries to bounce outside, but Ryan Neal was there and shuts it down, loss of 1. Defense aside, I mean, I know that this offense is very good, so I don't want to pretend that the defense is playing bad because they gave up a touchdown. I think they've been playing pretty well today. Oh my God. Yeah. That's when 30-yard plays happen, is when I say those things. As Michael Gallup, once again, it's a big catch. This time down the left side as Rodgers just could not contain him. Prescott, another on-the-run throw for Cooks. And he's got it down to the 1. I take back what I said. Defense has not been playing good. At least not since the first drive. And there's an easy walk-in for Dallas. Let me now shut my mouth. Back and forth game as we come back out here on offense. Van Der Esch makes a big stop there as White trying to find some room. Only able to get 1. And we're going to go right back to him. This time we have much better success as White pushes his way across to the 35. Another handoff to White. And once again, it's Van Der Esch making a stop. He'll get 3. But that edge, he just could not get there. Good pursuit and speed by the linebacker there. And now we got ourselves a pistol look with Samuel. Hand off to him. Gets past the first defender, but there's not enough blocking, and he's going to get shut down at the line. It was a nice move to avoid getting taken down in the backfield, but the line just could not sustain any type of gap for him. 3rd and 7. Lance pushed out of the pocket, fires deep, and somehow it is caught by Godwin again. This man just has, what does he have, glue on his hands? My God. I mean, he takes a shot almost before the ball gets there. It couldn't have been more perfectly timed by Stephon Gilmore, but he still just could not force that ball away. And hey, I mean, we'll take it. 1st and 10, handoff White, doing all sorts of stuff in the backfield to try and get away from the Dallas defense, and none of it worked. Empty set, 2nd and 13. Quick drop back for Lance over the middle. He's got Palmer, and he's got a 1st down to the 22. Offset eye, will throw out of it. Short one at that to Wharton, and he'll get down to the 14. Here we go, 2nd and short, and that time it could not be held on. It was Wharton. Lance looking to the end zone, got Godwin, and Godwin cannot get in. Dropped at the 1-inch line, it seems. But we're still going to have 1st and goal. We're going to check in to Quan Samuel, the rookie. Let's see what we do here. I feel like we're going to run it. We do, but with Nick Morgan, and he gets the touchdown. Great play. And we are going to extend that lead. Just a simple fullback handoff. You know, sometimes the simplest things work. And that time it does, and we're going to get ourselves yet another score. Dallas is going to hand it off to Pollard. And Pollard gets it to the 32, a nice pickup of 4. Coming to the end of the first half here. It seems like this first half has flown by. Prescott looking deep. He's got Lamb. And Lamb, nobody in front of him, is gone. Touchdown, Dallas. Oh my God, did we get burned on that play? I'm not sure what happened there, if we were in man or if that was a crossing route, but Winfield not able to pick up Lamb or just didn't see him or what, and there was nobody on that side of the field, and Dallas is gonna strike very quickly to regain that lead. This is turning out to be such a weird game today. These defenses do not have it. Here we go, 1st and 10. Lance takes the snap. Looks short. He's got it to Blake. Quick 9 yards and a timeout. Another quick throw, and it's caught again. And it's James Blake on 2 straight plays. 35 seconds and ticking. Another throw. Lance looking deeper this time, and he misses Palmer. All right, another one here on 2nd. Lance running around the pocket, throws it short to Wharton. Not a big fan of that choice. We only got 3 yards and we had to burn a timeout, and now it looks like our chances of scoring going into halftime are slim to none. Lance pushed out. Oh, he's going to take off, and he's got the... No, he did not just fumble. No way did that just happen. Oh, my God. This could get bad here if Dallas is able to get into field goal range. Going to really take away any momentum we had. Okay, we'll force a short throw and a timeout. Another, not a very good decision by Dak there, similar to what Lance did on the last drive. And this time again over the middle, but they're able to get a nice chunk of yardage, and it'll be enough for a long field goal attempt. 53 yards to be exact. It's up. And it is good. Dallas takes the 7-point lead going into the break. All right, well, our defense got a big stop on the opening drive, and now we're going to start with the ball as Godwin once again. I swear to God, Stephon Gilmore has tried taking his head off on every completion, but Godwin just cannot seem to be able to drop a pass, and I am all for it. Hand off to White. He gets an initial block and not much more. He'll get 4. 11 for 45, though. Haven't had a ton of huge runs. We had a couple in the first quarter, but it's still a pretty productive day so far. As Morgan is in motion, he'll go left side to Samuel, and Samuel breaks free from one, trying to get past the second. He will get down, or out to the 41 to make it 3rd and 2. It was Hooker on the stop. That was a good open field tackle, too. Samuel is a big man. And they're going to go to Morgan again, and he'll get the first. Hand off to White, wide open. And there goes Malik Hooker. He has been playing very well in the run game from his safety spot all day. That right there stopped a big gain. 2nd and 6. Another handoff. White, nowhere to go. And he'll get dropped for no gain. First 3rd down of the second half. Lance looking. Easy completion to Palmer. And another first. Definitely want to see Wharton get involved here a little bit in the second half. We haven't seen a lot of it. Hand off. White. Quick 3 yards. He's working in the slot against Deron Bland so far for the majority of the day, as Lance flipping the play around a little bit. Let's see what he saw here. Uh-oh, Lance pushed out. Looks short, and he is lucky that was not intercepted. If 28 is paying attention in the slightest, that is an interception the other way, and possibly a pick 6. We got away with another one there. Lance, easy curl route. White did a good job. Gilmore knows it too. Like, he's like, dang, man, I fell for it. He thought he was pushing deep. Cuts it back on a dime. Easy completion. And that puts us inside the 30. Lance out of the pressure, and he's got to throw it away. Luckily, he gets rid of it just in time as Parsons was breathing down on him. And overall, though, I would say today we've had some pretty darn good protection up front. Quick one over the middle. Oh, my God. Wharton got destroyed by Van Der Esch. 2 straight incompletions, and now we find ourselves on 3rd and 10. Lance looking deep and missed him again. Out of bounds for Watkins, and we'll have to take the 3. We've cut the Dallas lead down to 4, and they're going to come out in a I formation. Play action to Pollard. Prescott looking right side. He's got Lamb again, and Neal cannot bring him down. What a big play. CeeDee Lamb coming alive here late in the first half. Didn't get a lot of catches in the first quarter, and I'd say almost like 80% of the second quarter, but of course had that super long touchdown to end the half for Dallas. And right there, of course, getting that big one. And there goes Pollard with a big play of his own, all the way down to the 25. Oh, man. Defense needs to come up with something quick here. We cannot go down by 11. Prescott. Oh, big play there. Carlton Davis gets the stop. Ferguson was the intended target. Another play action. A big shot and a big, oh my God, dude. Ryan Neal didn't even need to hit Lamb, but he made sure he knows, hey man, you keep trying to come over the middle like that. You keep trying to go up high, we're gonna make you pay for it. 3rd and 10. Blitz coming. Prescott with time finds Ferguson, and he's down to the 4. We sent the heat, but it did not get there. Rodgers was delayed on his blitz, and yeah, it just did not work. And if any time you call a blitz and you don't get home quick enough, you're going to leave somebody wide open. In that case, it was Ferguson. Dallas, 2nd and goal from the 4. Handoff to Pollard. He takes a lick from, I think it was Devin White. 3rd and goal. Oh, off target. And hey, we'll take it. I'm assuming you're going to take the 3. Back to a 7-point lead for Dallas. Already nearing the end of the 3rd quarter. As Lance back to throw it. Couldn't find anybody open downfield. Takes his check down and will get 5. Quick drop back, quick throw, and Wharton able to hold on through the contact. And he'll get the first. Tough catch to make there. He was working against Diggs, it looks like. And on the run throw for Godwin. And another completion to him, a gain of 6. On 2nd, we go to White. Dallas did not budge a bit. It'll be a gain of 1. But that line held strong up front. As we are now under 30 seconds to go in this 3rd quarter. Lance here on 3rd and 3, looks short. Wharton makes the catch, spins upfield immediately, and he'll get it to midfield for a fresh set of downs. All right, we're going to open up this 4th quarter here. 2nd and 10 for Lance. Over the middle, off target, incomplete. Another drop back, and another off target throw from Trey Lance. And we're going to have to punt it. All right, so we pinned him deep with the punt. There was a short run of 2 on the 1st down. And now on 2nd, they're going to go to the fullback, and there's a fumble, and we got the recovery. Antoine Winfield Jr. with the recovery. I'm not sure who poked it free. Let's see if that is going to count. Oh, yes, it was Luvu, it looks like. Came up from behind and punched that ball out. It's easily out before he hits the turf. And now we have a chance to turn this game around. 1st and goal from the 3. A touchdown here, of course, ties it. Bunch set out to the right side. Lance looking outside. He had 2 guys open and missed them both. Oh, my God. Hopefully we can rebound. 2nd and goal. Handoff. White. And he's only able to get to the 2. We need a touchdown here, Lance. Come on, man. We cannot settle for 3 after that turnover. Lance looking underneath. Easy touchdown to Palmer. And that is going to definitely turn this game back around for us. Is this going to be tied up at 27? Here we go. We get the stop against Dallas, and now we have the ball, and there goes Rachaad White. Juke outside, and he'll get brought down at the 34. That was a big play. The defense on the last drive just had, it was like just a bunch of incompletions. I didn't feel like it was needed to be shown. As another handoff to White, and he'll get 7 more. Play action, roll out for Lance. He looks short, and it's Otten with the catch. We'll get enough for the first, not much extra, but it counts, right? 1st and 10. Oh, looks for Blake. He's wide open. James Blake looked like he was doing a wheel route, and nobody went over to that side of the field to cover him. Lance will take that all day long. 1st and 10. Another shot and a beautiful throw. Put it in between 2 defenders, and once again, the rookie, James Blake, makes the catch down to the 21. He has been such a good find for us at tight end. As Lance pushed out of the pocket, looks back to his left, finds Nick Morgan. And it's going to be a loss of 2. Excellent job on defense. It was Deron Bland on the coverage. Empty set here on second. Lance scanning, looking left, finds White, and he'll get it down to the 18. We're going to throw out of it. Lance has a man open, and of course, it is Chris Godwin down to the 7. And we are going to find ourselves once again inside the 10 with a chance to score a touchdown. 3:57 left. A touchdown here really puts some serious pressure on Dallas, and there it is! Cade Otton going outside, stretching out for it, and we are going to take the lead back. First time since the first half that we've had the lead in this game. Dak Prescott comes to the line down by 7. They have a long field ahead of them. They're going to start with Pollard, who just refuses to go down. Play action rollout. Going back left side. Caught by Pollard, first down. Another pass. Oh, Prescott's got to look short. He wanted something downfield, but it wasn't there. Comes back for Gallup. Still finds him for 7. They've got plenty of time to work with. All 3 timeouts. No pressure. As they're going to go back to this rollout. Deep shot, and he's off target. He had an opportunity at 2 different targets there. It looked like Ferguson and maybe it was Cooks. 3rd and 3 now. Handoff to the fullback, and he gets the first. Love it with his 2nd carry. I was really hoping we'd be able to get a stop there. Really thought we would be able to get that stop, but nope. Dallas going to keep on marching. Outside to Lamb, makes the catch, forced out of bounds, but they'll say he had enough to move the chains, as now they move into our territory. Here we go. Prescott underneath to Ferguson again, and another first down, picking apart the middle of this defense right now in the most crucial time. 2:24 and ticking. Inside the 35. Prescott looking for a big shot. He finds it to Ferguson. 2nd play in a row. And they'll get him down to the 12. 8 catches, 86 yards for the tight end. And that's going to bring us to the 2-minute warning in this game. Dallas looking to tie things up. Defense looking for a big stop. Oh, all right. Prescott must have seen something. He's calling for an audible here. Flips the side of the field it plays on. Here we go. Snaps the ball. Under pressure. Goes down. It's Kalijah Cansey. A loss of 4. 3 sacks today for us. It's been an incredible day for our pass rush. Big set here. They're going to go outside to Pollard, and that is shut down by guess who? It's Timmy Baker. He has had himself a day so far. The sack earlier today, and now that big stop, pushing them back 2 more yards. 3rd and 15. If they want a first, they need essentially the 1-yard line. Prescott looking, battled down by David. And now it's decision time. You essentially have to go for it. You have to, right? Yeah, of course they do. There's 1:10 left. What am I thinking? So the game is on the line here. Prescott takes the snap, pushed out of the pocket, goes to the end zone. It's incomplete. And we're going to take over from the 17 of Dallas. We have the opportunity right now to end this game. We just need 1 first down. Because we know Dallas is going to be calling timeouts, but Dallas also knows we're going to run this ball with Rachaad White. So who wants it more? Handoff. White tries to cut it back. Nothing there. First timeout is called. 2nd and 9. Otton in motion. We're going to go back to White. And White gets a few, but he's dropped at the 21. 3rd and 6. We're going to go back to the ground, and there's no blocking. I don't think it's possible for us to have a game that doesn't want me to, go crazy, because every single time it seems we're coming down to the wire. And here we are, 48 seconds, and a beautiful play to CD Lamb, who holds on through contact. 30 seconds and ticking, no timeouts left. Over the middle, it's batted down. Jamel Dean once again, he's had quite a few of those plays today. But Dallas, of course, needs a touchdown to force overtime. We send pressure. Prescott fires off his back foot, and he's off target. He had a man open. Pollard was streaking down the field. And that right there, that was a big break for us. If he connects on that play, that might have been the touchdown. Going back to this play here, they did this on the last drive. Prescott pushed out of the pocket by Kancey. It almost gets sacked, has to throw it away. Elijah Kancey almost ending the game for Dallas. Here's another do-or-die play. Prescott back. Pushed out once again. Fires it deep down the left side. It's incomplete. And that is going to end the game. And look who it was. The rookie Paul Bronson on the coverage late in the game. And here we go. One kneel down will end it. We are going to go into Dallas, a 4-2 team, and knock them down and go back to a winning record. What a couple of weeks we have had. Big wins, tough matchups, but this team is showing that they have a fight in them. All right, guys, after the big win, and I went ahead and simmed us to week 9 right away, we find ourselves back in second place. Sort of figured that was going to happen. Saints dropped a game. We are now in second place, firmly behind the Falcons. We also have that tiebreaker over them. So we are in a very good spot right now. And it looks like we might have ourselves a chance at a superstar quarterback. Breakout QB for Trey Lance. Now, I'll wait to talk about this until the next video. But if Trey Lance can get a superstar development, does that change things? I still see some stuff out of him that makes me a little upset, but I would be lying if I did not say that I am starting to notice less and less errors coming out of Trey Lance week to week. And I honestly, man, I was ready to move on completely. But the last couple of weeks has me reconsidering. So it's going to be a big stretch here towards this second half of the season to see if Trey Lance can continue to build on that success that we have been seeing him take week in and week out. As for this video, that is all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Before you leave, please consider hitting that like button. It helps me out tremendously. Subscribe here if you have not already. Let me know down below what you think of Trey Lance's performance so far the last few weeks. And also, turn on that bell notification so you know when these videos go live. I will see you guys next time.